Well, in the world, boy, it's your boy Big Low Country. For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Country. I'm just old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about sports. Bo, yes, you yourself could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we definitely and greatly appreciate it. First of all, if you're watching the show after we gone live already, make sure you put a what in the world Bo in the comments. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. If you do so, we would definitely and greatly appreciate it. Oh, it seems like it's been a minute. And y'all know what I do every time it's been a minute. Twins, where have you been? Nobody knows me like you do. Nobody. What's going on, Bo? I hope y'all been doing good. These past couple of weeks. I think the last time we talked is whenever the whole James Pierce drama unfolded. So we've had a few things that have gone on since all that's happened. And I'm definitely gonna do like an old school Craig David song and fill you in. If y'all don't know nothing about it, it was it was a phenomenon back in the early 2000s. Can you feel me in? Young Thundercats, if you never heard it, make sure that you go check it out. Also, um, like I said, make sure that y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you hit that like button when you come in. Just wipe your feet. Hit that like button for me. I promise you, we would definitely and greatly appreciate it. Got a few people coming in chopping it up with us. We got Silk Legacy. Says, what in the world, Bo? Says, yeet, get some. What's going on, man? Down South Georgia boys in here says, what in the world, Bo? Coming from Vienna, Georgia. Now, I always had the question about that. Down South Georgia boys. Is that where they make the Vienna sausages at? If you could let me know, because I've always wondered that. Like, do they make the Vienna sausages in Vienna, Georgia? And if they did, my dad, if he could, he'll be pulling up there right now because that's all he ate in his free time. Dre Murphy's in here. He says, "What in the world, Bo?" He says, "What the business is, beloveds? How are y'all, beloveds, doing and feeling on this hump night? Beloveds, hello. What's going on, Bo? Hope you're doing good tonight, man. So." Look here. I do want to kind of I do want to address something right quick. We got to get to a little bit of business, before we get started. Um, so I hadn't had a chance to be on in a while. Just want to let y'all know, old country boy had a health scare. Right now, I'm okay. I'm fine. I want to let y'all know that I'm okay. I am okay. Um, and I want to let y'all know this ain't even just for the gentleman. Everybody, go to the doctor. If there's something that ain't right about your body, go to the doctor. Right? Thank you so much, Coach Ronnie, Mama Country, for telling the old country boy to go to the doctor. Been walking around here last week and a half, week or so, um, thinking thinking that it was a situation where I had a strained calf because um I don't know how many of y'all actually seen me in person. I got like these crazy calves. They're like extendo calves. I don't know, but um, yeah, I've always had calf issues. I had strained calf issues in the past, but um, Coach Ronnie, she been trying to get the old country boy to communicate better. She says, "Hey, Big Low, you need to learn how to communicate. That's also communicating with your body." Coach Rona sees the whole holistic thing and everything. Matter of fact, there you go right here. Listen to your body, people. Thought I had a strained calf. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna tough it out, walk it off. Come to find out, I had a blood clot, guys. A very, very bad blood clot. Then if I would have had it much longer, I ain't gonna lie to you, Bo. Ain't no telling what would have happened to me. I don't know if I don't know. So um yeah, this is a message to everybody. Make sure that you listen to your body. If your body's feeling weird, something ain't feeling right, listen to your body. Just and when I say listen to your body, go to the doctor because it's better to just get somebody to look at it than have somebody looking at you. laid out. That's not what we want. We don't want to be a situation where somebody just looking at you laid out. So yeah. I'll make sure that y'all go to the doctor, Bo. Look at here. We got a few things that we need to talk about tonight. Kyle Pitts. I think that's the conversation that a lot of people been kicking around. Should we keep Kyle Pitts or should we let Kyle Pitts go? Then the whole Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb situation. Apparently, that's been a hot topic since Monday. Whenever that news came out. Now, I actually spoke about this a little bit. I didn't get a chance to go into detail, but I spoke about this a little bit on the Water Boys show. So if you've never gone to watch the Water Boys, or you never checked them out on YouTube, make sure that you go to the Water Boys, check them out. Water Boys ATL. As a matter of fact, I can give you their direct handle. Let's see here. Their direct handle is the Water Boys, boys with the Z, show 404. So y'all make sure y'all check out the Water Boys. Great content creators representing the city of Atlanta to the fullest. Old school Atlanta. We talked about it. We talked about Kyle Pitts. So I want to ask y'all in the comments. I want to ask y'all in the chat. Do y'all think we should keep Kyle Pitts? If you feel like we should keep him, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's one of them situations where we shouldn't, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all are thinking before we before we jump in it. In the words of Coach Ronnie's, one of Coach Ronnie's favorite singers, Trey Songz, before we about to dive in. Oh, I don't want to leave DBD. I got Coach Ronnie's comment up here. Listen to your body, people. Look, Coach Ronnie probably saved me. I appreciate that, baby. Thank you so much. Mr. C's in here says, what in the world, Bo? Young King, he says, what in the world, Bo? Finally caught the live. Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about. Look, you caught the live. That means we got to do it big. We got to do it right. We got to do it big. We can't be half-stepping on here. Young King in here. Young King. I ain't going to say King. It's Young King. Young King in here. We got to make sure we repping and stepping. Look, I can't disappoint you whenever you finally get a chance to catch me live now. We ain't playing no games. Tyler, thank you so much, my friend. I definitely appreciate it. For my ATL movies in here. What's going on, Bo? Make sure you check out T-Will for my ATL movies. 82 Monte Carlo says health is well, Bubba. You ain't never lied. Daniel Sports Highlights is in here. Much love to you, fam. Foxstar Falcons says happy Wednesday, Bo. The happy Wednesday to you too, man. Matt Town Duddy's in here. Definitely, man. Dre Murphy said that's something I don't believe in. Though, Bo, aka beloved, going to the hey, look at here. You look. You better make sure you go to the doctor before you have to go to the hospital. And when I talk about the hospital, I ain't talking about the part where they do surgery. I'm talking about that cold part. We don't want that now, Bo. Silk Legacy says, I know, Bo. I know, Lo. Just got out of the hospital. I'm glad you went to the doctor, man. Look here. You ain't never lied, Bo. You ain't never lied. All right. So we're asking everybody, if you feel like we should keep Kyle Pitts, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like we should go ahead and let him go, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all thinking. Like I said, we talked about this with the Water Boys a little bit on Monday. Look, think about my homeboy Trey. Shouts out to my homeboy, Playboy Trey. Look here, man. That boy, he could talk a monkey out of a banana tree. When Trey starts to talking, Bo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I just stop and listen, cause look here. That young man has the gift of gab. He a talker. He could talk now. So Trey was telling me, he's like, hey, Lo, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do my Trey impression. Look, Lo, I ain't gonna lie to you. At the end of the day, we don't know what Kyle Pitts had as far as a coach and a quarterback. If he had a coach and if he had a quarterback, he'd be in a whole lot better situation. That was my Trey impersonation. Trey, if you see me, please don't give me a left hook. But I get that, Trey, and I definitely agree with you to a certain extent. At the end of the day, the young man has 4 years. He has had almost a half a decade to be that 4th overall pick of a tight end that we thought he was going to be. And I'm looking at the chat here, and look, see, this is really good because we gotta. It's looking like we're gonna have a difference of opinion kind of night. Dre Murphy, the real Ty Breezy, King Atlanta supporter, False Start Falcon. They all in here. They say one low. They say, hey, look at here, Bo. It ain't one of those situations where, it's all sweet and candy and rainbows as far as letting them go. We need Kyle Pitts back. And this is the beautiful thing about the coaches meet, because we might learn something from each other tonight. Ryan in here with the bird case. What's going on, Ryan? Hope you're doing good, Bo. King Atlanta supporters in here. ATL Go Man. They all say one. Down South Georgia boy says two. He says pineapples, I don't like it. 82 Monte Carlo. False Star Falcon says I'm in the pits. Pause. That's kind of pause with it. For my ATL movies, he says one. Definitely, man. Definitely. So look, at the end of the day, the point that I've been making throughout the offseason, first of all, in my Uncle Steve voice, I love Kyle Pitts. First and foremost, it's not a situation where I'm sitting here thinking, man, I'm definitely good without Kyle Pitts. I don't want him on the team. I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking we got to do what makes sense, right? At the end of the day, we got to do what makes sense. And whenever I say do what makes sense, I'm saying, think about this. Kyle Pitts, I think we would all agree he was a Pro Bowl tight end this year, right or wrong. I think we would be on the same page by saying that. We would be on, we would all say Kyle Pitts, he played at a Pro Bowl level. Now, Trey McBride was on a completely different level, but Kyle Pitts, he was up there. All right. So with the Pro Bowl level, or the type of Pro Bowl level that Kyle Pitts had this season, what is Kyle Pitts doing that another tight end can't do? And I know I may have asked y'all this question in the past, but I'm coming back in the words. If you ever listen to the Carter by Lil Wayne, the original Carter, you'll know Lil Wayne says, I came back around. So 88 catches, 928 yards, 5 touchdowns. 88 catches, 928 yards, 5 touchdowns. He almost got 1,000 yards, 88 catches, came close to 100. We had no receiving core, right? We had no receiving core. So all of the ones in here, please help me figure out what can he do that another tight end can't do. So if we got the Okonkwo guy from Tennessee, or if we got Njoku from Cleveland, is Kyle Pitts going to do considerably more than what those guys can do? That's my question. D-Mac says Ian came from the best, which got me to thinking that Tyson Baggett is someone I would try to acquire. Okay, I ain't mad at that. Or Baguette. I'm Baggett, Baguette. That's what that's some French words. I got to figure it out. And for my ATL movie says, I love Kyle Pitts, Uncle Steve. Jay Murphy says, who you replacing? My dog, Kyle freaking Pitts, the unicorn with no beloved. See now Dre, he finna beat me up because look, y'all know Dre, he been getting naked with Kyle Pitts since we drafted him. He says, I hope and pray and wish Matty Ice steps up and speaks up for my dog, Kyle freaking Pitts, the unicorn beloved. Though hello, look, he very well might, but at the end of the day, what is he going to do, or what has he done that another tight end can't do? Now, y'all know what I say all the time. Football is just like life. The circumstances dictate how successful you're going to be sometimes. That's just what it is. If you don't come from an affluent family, if you don't come from, like we say in the South, if you don't come from money, unfortunately, it's going to be harder for you to make money, right? If you don't come from a family who really appreciates education, sometimes in those situations, that child, sometimes, unfortunately, they're not as likely to pursue higher education, right? If you're a tight end, if you had a bad OC and bad head coaches and bad quarterbacks, you're not going to necessarily go crazy, right? Like you're not going to go crazy if you're in a situation where you have a quarterback that's really not doing. If you have Desmond Ritter and Arthur Smith who's running tight end option passes, it's not a situation where who's to say it's going to be successfully successful. Now, we know that Kevin Stefanski is a guy who values the tight end position. He likes to throw the tight end the ball. He likes to run the ball, right? He likes to disguise play action and get the tight end the ball, slipping off of blocks and everything like that. Flats, outs, corners, tight end's best friend. In routes, drags, tight end's best friend. Now, even though Kyle Pitts did all that last year off of 88 catches, 928 yards, the thing that you have to acknowledge, there was no one else on the field. Let's be honest. Drake London wasn't on the field whenever Kyle Pitts started going crazy. Kirk Cousins had no choice but to throw the ball to Kyle Pitts. Right or wrong. I mean, the other highest targeted receiver was David Seals. If you have Drake London as your primary wide receiver, we know what Drake London's capable of. 1,200 yards. We know it. We know it. 100 catches, 1,200 yards. We know it. Right? If you get another wide receiver, let's say you go off and get an Alec Pierce, get 700, 800 yards. Where does Kyle Pitts actually fit in at? Especially if it's a situation where we're talking about running the ball like we used to with Matt Ryan back in the day. Where would Kyle Pitts wouldn't fit. Sometimes I know that we all love Kyle Pitts. I mean, Uncle Steve voice. I love Kyle Pitts. I know we all love Kyle Pitts, but at the end of the day, sometimes if you love something, you gotta let it go. Y'all don't want to see Kyle Pitts reach the top of his potential? Or do y'all want to just keep running it back and hoping that he does something that he hasn't done for half of a decade? I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Also, we got our first Superman chat of the night. John Harris says, "We too old to be playing doctor. Let the pros check your oil pressure, main pump, and electricals, and don't get but one set of genuine parts. Do them right." That you ain't never lied about that, Big John. Da da da. That's a Superman chat. Definitely appreciate my homeboy Big John Harris in here, Bo. Hope you're doing good tonight. Padre's in here. Padre says, "Oh, what's good, Coach? Coach of staff, what's going on, Padre? I hope you and Coach Ashley and Miss Bella doing good tonight. Hope y'all staying safe." Grave Digger says, "When has Pitts had a good quarterback outside of Ryan? 1 year, and finally Penix. He finally has a quarterback to throw with him. It's not his fault. His development was slow." And look, I completely understand that, Bo. At the end of the day, I acknowledge that. Look, the circumstances sometimes show what you're capable of. Like, I've heard rumors in the past that Kyle Pitts may want to go to Philadelphia, right? He may want to go to Philadelphia. The wide receivers in Philadelphia are complaining that they're not getting passes now. So who's to say he's going to get passes whenever he comes in there and he's the fifth wheel behind A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith? But if Kyle Pitts went to Kansas City, that's a different kind of story, Bo. If Kyle Pitts went to Jacksonville, that's a different type of story, Bo. If Kyle Pitts went to Detroit, that's a different type of story, Bo. Shouts out to my homeboy, Let's Get It GA. He says, "What in the world, Coach? I always love you and yours, brother. God bless you and Coach Roney. I always remember." Let me give you the lowdown. Much love, family. What's going on, bro? Hope you're doing good tonight, fam. Also, Padre, he says, "What's good, coach?" He says, "Are you letting us know or you're coming out of retirement?" Youngest had their chance. Hello. I hang up and listen. That's what he normally put on there. What's going on, Padre? Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. Hope you're doing good tonight, fam. Hope you're doing good. Nah, boy, I ain't coming out of retirement. I ain't coming out of retirement. Jay Cool, he says, "Let me ask you a question. How many games did we not use Kyle Pitts? Just imagine if he was used the right way for the whole season. He would have 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns." Jay, I completely agree with you, bro. I completely agree with you. Look, if we would have used him the right way, he would have had over 1,000 yards every season he played with us. I completely agree. But at the end of the day, you know my saying, Jay. If were a fifth, we'd all be drunk. If a frog had a glass behind, he wouldn't be hopping around. Right? So, I mean, eh, who's to say it's one of those cases where we keep him, and like I said, you're going in this run heavy offense. If Kyle Pitts is getting franchised, and if he's a fourth overall pick, the highest tight end taken in NFL history, you think Kyle Pitts is cool with 4 targets a game, Bo? I mean, seriously, think about that. You think he's cool with 4 targets a game? You talk about paying Kyle Pitts like a number 2 wide receiver, or I mean, in some cases, depending on if somebody's on their rookie deal, like a number 1 wide receiver. We're asking the young man to go out and catch 90 passes, or just like Jay said, go out and catch, what do you say? Um 140 I'm sorry, 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns. Why why don't we just pay a wide receiver to do it? Why why do we have to why why does it have to be Kyle Pitts? It 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 hasn't yielded the results that we wanted so far. And like I said, I want to keep Kyle Pitts. I met Kyle a couple times. Great dude. You know, played at Shady's alma mater, or played at where Shady's playing at now, at the University of Florida. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, look, them guys down there in Florida, they're taking care of my family, so they family to me. But once again, why does it have to be Kyle? Tony Wright, he put in here. He says the team needs to go sign free agent Dawson Knox, as we could sign him for $9 million for 3 seasons. Dawson Knox been having some pretty good years with Josh Allen. He's been pretty efficient as a pass catcher these last few years. What's wrong with Dawson Knox? What's wrong with Okonkwo? What's wrong with Njoku? Why does it have to be Kyle Pitts? Till Legacy says, "Look at here, Bo, chill out now. Kyle Pitts ain't going nowhere." And once again, I'm cool with keeping Kyle Pitts if it's financially and fiscally responsible. Brandon's in here. Brandon says, "Low, what's up, my dog? We should have converted Pitts to wide receiver when we realized he can't block well from the tight end position." And look, he's actually gotten better as a blocker. That's a beautiful thing about it. Like, I've seen Kyle Pitts progress. I've seen him progress. But I mean, maybe we should have converted him. After that first year, we seen him get most of his success lined up out wide. Maybe that's something that if Arthur Smith wasn't here, we would have considered. Maybe we would have kept Jonnu Smith, who still went crazy, for 2 other teams after he left from here? Maybe. But unfortunately, we made the decision that we made. ATL, I'm sorry, King Atlanta supporter says, we Titan, we need big low. he said, what tight end? We need big low country. Look, like I said, we could get a Conquo. We could get Dawson Knox. We could go out and get David and Njoku, like there's tight ends out there. I mean, but do you seriously want to pay a tight end $17 million a year? Is that something that you really want to do when you sit around and think about it? That's Are the kids still doing the 6'7" thing? That's 6'7", bro. Whenever you could go out get a legit wide receiver, you go out and get an Alec Pierce, Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk, we seen him playing in the playoffs. I mean, he out here making all kind of plays. He'd be a really good number 2 for Drake London, right? I mean, if what Kevin Stefanski said rings true, it's not like you're gonna be throwing the ball 40, 45 times a game anyway, right? By the way that Ian Cunningham is talking, and he's talking all this about building the trenches and making sure we establish the run game and making sure that everything is on the up and up. I mean, does it sound think about it now with your GM as your GM is an offensive lineman? Do you seriously think you're gonna be throwing the ball 45 times a game? Think about it. I'm gonna ask y'all. Y'all put it in the chat. Y'all let me know if you feel like we're gonna be throwing the ball at least 40 times a game. Put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like that's not the case, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what you're thinking. The Birdcage says there's 78 people in here, only 38 likes. Y'all make sure y'all hit it. Make sure you hit that like button for Old Country Boy. I appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you so much. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. If you do, like I said, I promise you I'll dance at your wedding one day. Gravedigger says Stefanski has no plans for Pitts. So I said, if you feel like we are going to throw the ball more than 40 times a game, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like we're not and we're going to run after the coach basically said, yeah, we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna throw a play action. If y'all feel like we're going to run the ball, I mean, if you feel like you're gonna throw the ball more than 40 times, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like we're going, in the words of your boy Arthur Smith, and we're gonna run the piss out of the ball. I ain't gonna lie. That was pretty gangster when he said that. I was like, okay, coach, you got me fired up. If you feel like we're gonna run the piss out of the ball, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all thinking. All right, so let's see here. Matt Time Dirty says, Big Low, you've been to the practices. Is it possible that Joshua Simons is him? Bro, I've been saying Joshua Simon was that guy whenever we took him as an undrafted free agent. Now, there's some people that's here in the chat. Eric Parker, he was there at Falcons practice. Joshua Simon got wiggle. And y'all remember me saying this last year, Joshua Simon could be Kyle Pitts. It's obvious that they didn't trust him. They didn't really trust none of the undrafted free agents because, I mean, Nick Nash, he's on a completely different team now. But, yeah, yes, Joshua Simon could be that guy. Down south Georgia boy says 2. He feels like we're going to be running the ball. The Birdcage says Stefanski's offense is a balanced offense. You are definitely right. Gravedigger says, yes, WWE will be throwing the ball. Cleveland couldn't because they never had a quarterback. And they had like 25 quarterbacks. They had anything. They had quarterbacks. I don't know if any of them could do anything. ATL Go Man says 2. He says he feels like we're going to be running the ball. Antoine Wartime says 80th in the chat, 30th like, let's go. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, Antoine Wartime. Ryan says 2. Eric Parker says 2. He feels like we're going to be running the ball. King Atlanta Supporter says 1. Says Falcons need to add more trick plays. Okay. I mean, look, I ain't mad at you at that, Atlanta Supporter. Look. At the end of the day, whatever gets it going, I'll take it. If he's Ben Johnson, you can run a trick play every third play. If we got more points than the other team at the end of the game, we in there like swimwear. Oh man. Let's see. Belly Bomic says Falcons need Chubb after the whole JPJ situation. And you know what? We're gonna get into that. That's see, yeah, look at that. You reading my mind. J. Coop says, yeah, but we need Pitts for that play action, low. And look, I completely understand. Look, Pitts with the play action would be beautiful. I just wish that all of this happened 2-3 years ago. If we had Pitts with a coach that legitimately knows how to use tight ends and with a quarterback that can spin it, if we had that in 2023, I'd be all for it. You know, in the middle, close to the beginning of his contract, like, yeah, let's go. All right, shoot, let's go, Kyle Pitts. Let's go. But man, look here, man. We're going in that last year. 4 or 5 years. I mean, is it the situation where are we? I don't know. It feels like I'm going to the quick trip, or I'm going to the racetrack and buying a lottery ticket to see if I can pay my bills. Right? I don't know. I just feel like I'm on shaky ground, J. Coop. Does it make sense? Does it make sense that I just don't feel like it's stable? Like 16-17 million dollars a year. All I'm saying is that if we do mess around, pay Kyle Pitts that kind of money, like, bro, he got to be a Pro Bowler for the next 3 or 4 years. If that's the route that you're taking, he got to be that guy. Like he has to be a Pro Bowler, all pro, half of that time. So look, out of the next 4 years, 4 years Pro Bowl, 2 years All Pro. If you're paying them that type of money, especially with what we've seen previously, I I mean that's just how I feel. Nando says, man, look, you feel like we're gonna run the ball, bro. Grave Digger says, of course, we running the ball. We had the best running back. Hello, hello, yes. Oh, I'm telling you, you finna run that tater, bro. You finna run that tater, and then on top of that, think about this. You hearing everybody talk about we need to run out here and get Nick Chubb. I'm sorry, Bradley Chubb. But what about his cousin? You don't think his cousin want to come home? Just imagine what that whole story would be if you bring Bradley Chubb and Nick Chubb back home to Georgia. Nick Chubb played under Kevin Stefanski. Bradley Chubb, he's from Austell. Look here, if there's anybody in the Cobb County area in Austell, that family that's watching, somebody tell Bradley Chubb to come on home. Tell them we got beans and bologna. Come on home. Because just like somebody mentioned earlier, with this whole JPJ situation, I mean, we're gonna need a guy that's gonna be consistent. He got 8.5 sacks last year. And I mean, that was with a Miami Dolphins team that there was a lot to be desired. So I want to ask the chat, I want to ask y'all what y'all thinking. Do you feel like we need to go ahead and make a move for Bradley Chubb? If you feel like we do, put a 3 or a 3 in the chat. If you feel like it's one of them situations where, hey, it's a no, I'm good on Bradley Chubb. Put a 4 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all thinking. I just want to know what y'all thinking. Now, I do also want to acknowledge that the whole Nick Chubb idea, that wasn't mine. That was Uncle Steve. So you can give Uncle Steve credit for the Nick Chubb scenario. I didn't think about that. I think Unc came up with that while we were on the show. Belly Bomber says, Big Low says, I'm rooting for the Falcons because my father, a Washington Huskies alum, he loves Michael Penix Jr. Keep Pitts and Stefanski better not ruin them, bro. You ain't never lie. Never lie. But look, I got faith in Coach Stefanski. I think Coach Stefanski, whoever we keep and whoever we get, he's going to use to the best of to the best of his ability. J. Coop says, no, we don't want Nick Chubb. Please. No, man. Okay. My bad, J. Coop. Look, I'm going to let you talk to Uncle Steve about that one. What's wrong with Nick Chubb, J. Coop? What in the world? Oh man. Let's see here. Millie Mills, he says, "Low man, Pitts is truly a unicorn. We rarely see you. When we do, it's a magical moment. That's it. Look, that's the definition of a unicorn, Bo." Gray Dickens says, Cleveland quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson, hurt old man, daggone, hurt old man Flacco, Baker Mayfield, had a good season, and a rookie Shador Sam. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. Oh man. J. Cool says, no, Low. Yeah, man. He's still a younger brother. And he can play outside. And look, I understand that. Look, I completely understand. At the end of the day, I think you should bring Bradley Chubb in. Mo Grizzly in here. Shout out to Mo Grizzly. Much love to you, fam. Mo Grizzly says 3. He says he feels like you need to go ahead and make the move on Bradley Chubb. Dre Murphy says 4. He says pineapples. He don't like it. Okay. Millie Mills says 3. What's going on, Millie Mills? Hope you're doing good, fam. Grave Digger says Kyle Pitts is a top 5 tight end. He deserves to pay. Get him a good quarterback and another wide receiver and make him a priority. Stop treating him like he a side piece. I mean, look, man, that's, Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson, Arthur Smith, to be with my side piece. That's how they were treating him. My side piece. I left home. That's legit how they treat him. D-Mac says no to Bradley Chubb. He says pineapples. He don't like it. Okay. I ain't mad at that. The Birdcage LLC says 3.5. Depends on how much he costs. Well, that's definitely a huge factor now. Look at here. You at the end of the day, you got to make sure that you can't be costing me too much now. Ain't that what they say? How much it's gonna cost you? Still Legacy says, I wonder what Janet Jackson eat for dinner tonight. Daggone, so you nasty joker, you boy. You better stop picturing Janet Jackson eating a Costco hot dog. You old nasty joker, you boy. Shouts out to my homeboy Slim Jim for Longfoot in here. Goat King of America says, what in the world, Bo? Hey everybody. Y'all show my homeboy Slim Jim Longfoot some love. He always looking out for me at the stadium, Bo. I definitely appreciate it, man. Also, Padres in here getting naked for Kevin Stefanski. He says Stefanski equals Steph Love. Wait, what? Wait, what? Look, I just want to let y'all know something. I want to have a moment of complete transparency. If Kevin Stefanski doesn't work, you can blame Padre. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. You can blame Padre. Padre been boosting Kevin Stefanski up ever since I've known him. So every time we get an opening, he's like, "Yeah, man, shoot, we need to go ahead and get Kevin Stefanski." So look, if it works, Padre deserves all of the praise. But if not, we blaming Padre. We pinking it in front of Padre's house. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to turn on you like that, Padre. But look, I mean, at this point, we're desperate. We're desperate. J. Coop says, "Hey, Lo, did you know Kyle Pitts has never had a fumble in his NFL career? Just think about that. I mean, I never thought about that. That's definitely a good stat. Maybe if he caught more passes, he might have more chances of fumble. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe too much. I understand he had 88 catches last year. I understand that. But look, I mean, I know that he almost did give one up. He almost gave a fumble away. He dropped the ball before he got. We ain't even finna get there. We ain't finna get there. Oh man. Dre says, I'd rather bring back AK-47 or Leonard Floyd instead, though, beloved. Instead of Bradley Chubb? 2-time Pro Bowl Bradley Chubb? Dang, go. Man, Padre, he said I'm lying, y'all. But look, have I ever lied to you? Wait a minute. Coach Ronda watching the show. Coach Ronda, she remember everything. I ain't never lied to you. Padre been pushing. He been getting naked for Kevin Stefanski for the last 5 years. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. So if it doesn't work, Look, if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna go ahead and say like it's gonna be hashtag Padres boy. That's all I'm saying. Come November and it's looking bad, I'll be like, hey man, that's Padres boy. That's Padres boy. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. Oh man, Savannah's in here. What's going on, Savannah? Hope you're doing good tonight, fam. Savannah Swag in here. He says franchise picks and see what you can get for him and play it out. Just give Tyler 3 years at 18 mil. Also get us a wide receiver in the second, because it's cheaper. And I'm cool with that. Now we got to remember we got a few holes now. We got to fill. You know, I think and y'all let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like the wide receiver and the cornerback are the two biggest holes we got to fill. The wide receiver and cornerback position is tough. We got to figure out what we're going to do with that. Now, depending on what happens in free agency, you might have to get another middle linebacker. I don't know if Caden Ellis is going to be coming back, right? I don't know because Caden Ellis he's at that age he wants that last big deal. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, Jeff Ulbrich was talking about in his press conference in his reintroductory press conference, he was talking about how it was one of those kids. Somebody said, "Watch he fumble." Uh, but Jeff Ulbrich was talking about how it would take two people to replace um, Caden Ellis. That sounds like an endorsement, right? You know, that sounds like um, um, some of y'all big wigs on y'all's job when you say, yeah, you're a good kid. That means they're going to get a promotion. So I, I feel like there could be a chance that we could pay Caden Ellis. I feel like Caden Ellis is like one of the biggest pieces. This defense really, really revolved. Oh, I forgot to take my medicine. I just thought about it. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. I am gonna get in trouble. Matter of fact, hold on. Because Coach Ronnie, boy, oh, Coach Ronnie gonna be so mad at me. Oh my goodness, she's gonna be so mad at me. Hold on. Hey, baby. Uh, I forgot to take my medicine. Yeah, I'm still on the show. I just thought about it while I was on the show. Could you bring me my medicine? I know you told me. I know you told me. I know you told me. I'm sorry. My bad. Hold on. Wait a minute. Say it one more time. I know it. And the crazy thing is, huh? Yeah. I just put you on speaker. Yeah, I just put you on speaker. Nah, because look, I gotta take this thrashing. I gotta take this thrashing publicly because you told me and I forgot. Huh? Oh, Coach Ronnie said, you say it one more time, babe? Hey, y'all need to remind him to take his medicine. Y'all heard that. Yeah, y'all remind me to take my medicine. I forgot to take it. I used to take it. All right. Could you bring it to me though? Yeah, I'm getting it now. Okay, baby. I appreciate it. Thank you. That would happen when you get old, bro. That's that would happen when you get old. Oh man. Let's see. Tristan West says, look, man, we don't gotta resign Pitts. We don't gotta resign Pitts. Tell Coach right. Wait a minute, do I have to read that? Probably says cuss about Ronnie. Man, I'm sorry, y'all. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman. I'm just not used to. I got to get used to taking it. But I'm going to take the medicine, T. Will. I'm sorry. I'm going to take the medicine. Appreciate that, baby. Yeah. I need some more. Normally I take it caveman style, but I don't want to like take it caveman style and like choke myself out on the show. So you know, huh? Yeah. Thank you, baby. Yeah, don't do like the old man. Uh, yeah, I take a bottle, baby. Yeah, I take big bottle. My bad, y'all. Old man duties. but yeah, but Padre, I don't know if I read it, but that's that dun dun dun. That's a Superman chat. We definitely appreciate it. Daggone boy, I tell you. I apologize. Gotta stop the show. Gotta stop the show. Take my medicine. Thank you so much, baby. Oh, thank you. All right. All right, here we go. Shout out to the Falconator in here. He says, "Take that medicine. The burning sensation won't go away if you don't." What in the world? I ain't suffer from the same thing you suffer from now, Vinny. Like, what, what in the world now? Oh man. Savannah says, man, bro, you better stop doing that. You better take, man. I know, man. I gotta tighten up. I gotta tighten up. I gotta tighten up. That's on me. That's on me. So Tristan says, so let me elaborate. Pitts can't throw to himself. When we had a good quarterback, when we had good quarterback play, he excelled. Competent quarterback play equals a better Kyle Pitts. I completely 100% agree with you. I completely 100% agree with you. Brock Bowers didn't have good quarterback play. I'm just saying. Not this past year, but the year before that, his rookie year, Brock Bowers didn't have good quarterback play. Brock Bowers 8. And maybe that was one of those situations where, look, the league just didn't know what to expect out of him, it being his rookie year and everything, or maybe it was that he just ate. But Brock Bowers legitimately came in and did what he did. So I mean, it's one of those things, man. Savannah Swag says, Titan. I got you, fam. My bad. Padre said, you got half a Lake Lanier in that bottle. Look, don't be mad at me because I'm trying to stay hydrated. Padre, you get that hate out your heart. You get that hate out your heart. Oh, let's see. Matt says, tag trade Pitts. So it's looking like a lot of people in the chat want to just tag them and then turn around and trade them. Says let him play on the tag. Don't give him a long-term contract. Brock Bowers has had less quality. Okay, yeah, just like I was saying. This is Kyle Pitts isn't a dog. Yeah, I mean he a gator. he ain't a dog. He a gator. Oh man. So all right. So next question. We talked about Bradley Chubb. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if it's a situation where it's like I feel like I'm disrespecting y'all. I feel like I'm disrespecting y'all by even bringing this up. But do we consider Tyreek Hill? Is that a consideration, or is that like a situation where we're we're not even? If you feel like we should consider Tyreek Hill, put a 1 in the chat. But if that's just completely off the table, put a 2 in the chat. So I mean, y'all just let me know. Y'all just let me know. Is it a situation where we even consider Tyreek Hill? I'll be completely honest with you. I'm good on Tyreek Hill. Myself. I don't want Tyreek Hill on the Atlanta Falcons. I know that you know there's a lot that he brings to the table. He's a speedster. I completely understand that. But uh, do we consider it? If you feel like we consider bringing Tyreek Hill to the Atlanta Falcons, put a 1 in the chat. If you disagree, Pineapples, you don't like it, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all thinking. Vinny says 1. He says 1 for a league minimum. That's the only way you bring Tyreek Hill in. Now, Tyreek Hill's getting in all that trouble in Miami. What y'all think that boy gonna do in Atlanta? What y'all think that boy gonna be doing here in Atlanta with 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 everything that's going on down here in Atlanta? Y'all think Tyreek Hill's gonna be better behaved in Atlanta than he was in Miami? Miami's crazy, bro. But where Tyreek Hill? He from Eccles County, Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I also know, if I'm not mistaken, that he had talked his lion's share of trash about the Atlanta Falcons, right? If I'm not mistaken, he's not a big fan of the home team, so I think I might be good on it. Savannah Swag says he might fit better in the A than in Miami. I mean, you're right. You know, those are two totally different cultures. You know, but I don't know. Belly Bombeck says Rams got Devontae despite having Puka Nakua. London would be the number 1, but you have to have a good number 2. Many people thought Adams was washed in Las Vegas and with the Jets. It says you get Hill or Evans or someone else. I'll take Mike Evans. I would definitely take Mike Evans. Right? I mean, look, y'all know I'm always on board with getting a division guy, somebody that's been playing in the division for the last 10 years. You know, he has pretty good insight on all the other teams, and he has insight on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are the division. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's the Panthers now. The Panthers are the division champions, but Tampa Bay, they pretty much been running things for the last few years. So if it's a situation where I could get anybody, especially if it's between Tyreek Hill and Mike Evans, even though Mike Evans has his share of injuries, especially here lately, you know, he's not a spring chicken no more. I would still take Mike Evans. I don't know. It's like whenever you look at all the drama Tyreek Hill is been involved in, and it seems like every time I open the sleeper app, Tyreek Hill is getting arrested for something. So, yeah, I legitimately don't know. I legitimately don't know. I think I would take Mike Evans. Now, the crazy thing is that everybody felt so disrespected at the fact that I even asked them if we should pick up Tyreek Hill that only a couple of people commented. See, that's bad. You know what? I apologize. I apologize that I disrespected y'all. I should be ashamed of myself. Next time you see me, don't beat me up now. Don't beat up the old man. Don't beat me up the next time you see me. You know, if it's a situation where I'm going to see y'all in July at training camp, and you'll be like, you old sorry joker, Big Low. All right, what you talking about, Bo? You can't be talking about, you think we should get Tyreek Hill. I don't want Tyreek Hill. I just asked the question. Y'all didn't have to get mad at me and not comment. You should, you know. Look at here, man. Y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button. Also, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure that it's one of them situations where you hit that like button. I promise you, I'll dance at your wedding one day. Also, like I said, if you hit that subscribe button, looks like we're getting pretty close to 7,000 on YouTube. So if y'all could, I would definitely and greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button. Let's see here. Okay, it looks like my StreamYard was just running a little slow. My bad. Hold on one second. I got to catch up, y'all. I got to catch up. Okay, all right. So Gravedigger says, so y'all want to pay for a guy to rehab all year who's already declining before that injury? Daggone. Savannah says Tyreek needs us more than we need him. Hello. Boy, you spitting nice, Savannah Swag. Dre says, I'd rather have Alec Pierce or Christian Kirk instead of the freaking cheetah, though, beloved. You see what it is. You scared that cheetah gonna eat that um that unicorn. That's what that is. Um, Savannah says Tyreek needs us more than we need him. So he might act right here in Atlanta. Look, this is gonna be his last hurrah. Says we need his speed. If he can still run, I look. I mean, one thing about runners, like they like look. It a lot of times that's the last thing to go. Like them jokers, they can still move. Like Daryl Green, he could run up in his 40s. Did he turn? Did he turn 40 when he was still in the league? He was still running 4.3s and 4.4s. So yeah, I definitely feel like the speed's still gonna be there now. As far as like the longevity, I don't know about that one. Man says Bradley Chubb and Nick Chubb are cousins, and they both from Georgia. Would you like to see both play for the Falcons? Look, who that? Jay Coop, doggone near cuts me out. I talk about bringing Nick Chubb. He said, boy, and then Trey Murphy almost cuts me out whenever I talk about bringing Bradley Chubb. So we'll see. Me myself, I kind of like it. Bradley Chubb, he from Austell. I forgot where Nick Chubb was from. I think it's like an hour and a half from here. Where is Nick Chubb from? I can't remember. But yeah, I would take both of them 1,000 times, yes. 1,000 times, yes. Tristan says, low, I like Evans, but I want somebody who can get that safety out the box. Tyreek Hill will open the entire field. Okay. 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 Still Legacy said, bring Ray back. I don't know. I don't know if Ray come back. I don't know if the team will take him back. I know that Ray was pretty much taking shots at Raheem, but I don't know if the team will take old Ray back after he, threw all them subliminals. Okay. Savannah Swag says, Coach, you good. Tyreek, okay. I just didn't want. Look, if I went down to Savannah, I didn't want you to beat me up. If I was out there shopping in the Belk or something, you come up on me like, look, Coach, you slap me upside the head. I just didn't want that to happen. Oh man. Vincent Moore says, "Oh, we should get Tyreek." Okay. So it sounds like a good bit of people are, seriously considering Tyreek Hill. Bringing Tyreek Hill back home to Georgia. Like I said, Tyreek Hill from Eccles County. So, yeah, I would definitely. I mean, it's one of them situations where I didn't think as many people would be open to it because, like I said, you think about all the legal issues he's been getting in, and I mean, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he pretty much give up on the Dolphins? Was that this year or the year before that? Whenever he just like came out the game and didn't go back in or something, like in overtime. I forgot exactly what happened, but Tyreek Hill, bro, he get the feeling himself. He'd be like, oh, hold on now, Tyreek, bro, it ain't you. You ain't that guy now. You might want to chill out a little bit there, Bo. You hold on now. We ain't this ain't 2020. This ain't that time. This ain't that time, Bo. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, we definitely it sounds like everybody definitely would consider Tyreek Hill. I just think, on the other side, as far as in line with that whole Kyle Pitts situation, that is one of those cases where you might want to seriously consider the fact that maybe we should just I mean maybe it's just time to cut bait, Bo. I mean, and I very well could be wrong. And watch what's going to happen. We're gonna go into this season, and Kevin Stefanski's gonna have the secret sauce. He's gonna have the secret sauce, and then it's gonna be one of those cases where it's like, man, dang, Coach Lowe. Kyle Pitts got 10 touchdowns this year. What? I thought you was talking about letting them go. I'm gonna be over here eating crow. I'm gonna get my favorite barbecue sauce ready to eat this dry crow because I said something completely different. Unfortunately. So look, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. We legitimately don't know what's gonna happen. But I know one thing. I know that the beautiful thing is that I'm going to be here chopping it up with y'all and having a good time with y'all as the season unfolds. So the, we're going into one thing about football season. Y'all know what I say all the time. Football season is never over, right? So as the season goes, just because we had the Super Bowl, that don't mean the season's over with. Like Ian Cunningham and Matt Ryan, they came to work today. You know what I'm saying? They're not on vacation. So it's one of those situations where, we seriously got to consider um uh what options and what we got going on next. So okay, he's from Coffee County. Appreciate that, Ray Fitty. So um in about I think a couple of weeks coming up, we got one of those situations where we got a decision to make as far as the franchise tag. Decide if we're going to use the franchise tag and who we're going to use it on. I'm hearing a lot of rumors that we may use it on Kyle Pitts. I think it's going to be 15 million, $16 million for that franchise tag. They may consider keeping them, or they may consider tagging them and then turning around and trading them. Now we'll see how that goes. Then after that, you have free agency. Now it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because uh Ian Cunningham he said that his most important thing is keeping the guys in house. So he wants to keep the guys that are here, right? So that's something that you definitely got to consider. Keeping the guys that are here, right? But the question is Ian Cunningham going to make it a priority to keep the guys that Terry Fontenot brought in the door previously? Is he trying to keep those guys in the house, or is he trying to keep the guys that he's bringing in himself? That's going to be the $10 million question. Um. Oh, okay. Savannah Swag said he in the A now. Savannah was the crib. Okay, I already know. So look, so if y'all talking to Savannah Swag, y'all whenever he say, "Hey, if you could you bring me that wrench over there?" You don't understand what he's saying. He's talking about over there, guys. He's from Savannah. We don't say over there. I'm sorry. We don't say over there like everyone else. We say over there. Okay. Um. Belly Bombing says, here before Stefanski brings his guy Miles Garrett. What man, come on, bro. Miles Garrett. Miles Garrett ain't come on. Come on. You trying to pay Miles Garrett $35 million? I'm sitting here fussing about paying Kyle Pitts 15, 16 million. I mean, he is that dude. I ain't gonna lie. Miles Garrett is that dude. But I don't know if he's gonna want to leave Cleveland. It seems like he put himself in a position where he could stay in Cleveland long term. I mean, maybe he, forced that deal with Cleveland so he could get paid and force himself out later. Maybe that's the case. And if he does like Stefanski like that, if him and Stefanski rock like that, that could be an option. But we'll see. J. Coop says, look at him, man. I just want more household names. Says, I want dogs, man. I want guys who can play, bro, and make a name for themselves in the Falcons uniform. I ain't mad at you. Jeremy the Priest says, look here, man, we gotta keep him, Bo. It's a situation where we can't play no games. He said, I ain't really come to play no games. Vincent says, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Alec would be dangerous wide receiver room with Drake, plus maybe a draft pick. We might pick up David to replace Pitts. I don't know about Chubb though. Daggone. Look at here. You never know, man. You never know. Dre says March 14th, right around the corner, bro. You ain't never lied. Grave Digger says, bro is delusional. He's signing the entire retirement. He signed the entire retirement. Oh, goodness gracious. Granddaughter says Big Low. Bigger than average, Big Low. Or your real name, but won't use it. 330 says if Cheetah don't get picked up in the market, I would lowball him to see how hungry he is. And I know Vinny, the Falconator, he said that a little bit earlier in the chat. He said, yeah, I mean, I pay him for the vet minimum. But you know, Cheetah's gonna want more than the vet minimum, Bo. He trying to get broke off. One last time. J. Cool says, bruh, I want more. I want none of them old wide receivers, man. Just I want a young Thundercat. That's it. Baby girl, how do I look at my do-rag? Tyler Russell says, pay Caden, Pitts can go. I ain't gonna lie to you. I agree. But and that's what I'm saying. The coach said it himself, Bo. At the end of the day, Jeff Ulbrich. I mean, shoot, if you get rid of Caden, you're gonna have to get two guys to replace Caden. Daggone, Bo. You can only put two guys. You only put 11 people on the field at once. So what in the world? Meanwhile, I ain't heard nobody say that about Kyle Pitts. I'm just saying. I ain't heard nobody say that about Kyle Pitts. I'm just saying. Gravedigger says Caden pushing 4. Man, how old is Caden Ellis? So somebody in the chat let me know how old Caden Ellis is. Mike says, how much was JSN? Man, JSN ain't leaving Seattle. JSN just won a Super Bowl at Seattle, Bo. That man ain't leaving Seattle. That's look, he gonna be a legacy guy. That number gonna be retired one day. Knuckles MMA's in here. What's going on, Minute 95? He says, what in the world, Big Low? He says Minute 95 coming from Birdo's side. How's it going? What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing good, brother. Hope you do. Look here, man. You keep an eye on your dad for me because you know. Look, you know how Birdo is. You got to keep him in between the mayonnaise and the mustard. You know he. Sometimes you got a real old 95 in. Shouts out to my homeboy, Minute 95, Bo. Hope you're doing good, fam. Let's see. Alan Sanders says, we can't let talent walk while bringing in talent. Says you're spinning your wheels. Draft, develop, retain. If this is true, KP should be back. But that's what I'm saying. Alan Sanders is one of them situations where it's like, whenever Ian Cunningham is talking about retaining, is he talking about retaining his guys, or is he talking about just retaining the guys who were here as Falcons? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, if I'm a guy that's coming in and I'm asked to make the meal now, and somebody got, I don't know, Miracle Whip instead of Duke's mayonnaise, I'm like, hey, you know, this. I don't use Miracle Whip, Bo. I use Duke's mayonnaise. I use Hellman's. So we're just gonna throw this Miracle Whip in the trash. I can't do no, I can't do that. Maybe that's where Ian Cunningham is with the whole Kyle Pitts thing. Maybe he's thinking, yeah, this is cool, but you know that whole develop part. You know, we want to draft, develop, and retain. It's like, do we feel like we're gonna be developing Kyle Pitts to reach his maximum potential? Because that's something else that Ian Cunningham also said. He said, hey, we want to make sure that we get these guys to their maximum potential. I mean, and if that's the case, like we we got to figure out, what we're gonna do. Also, Vince, I don't know if I gave this to you, but that's that da da da. That's a Superman chat. I can't remember if I did it or not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh man. Let's see. Belly Mama says Big Low. Devontae Adams was 32 and now 33, and had a great year with my squad. He says these old wide receivers can be good, and you're right. You're right. I mean, is 33 really old though for a wide receiver? I mean, we've seen wide receivers up in their mid-30s still be very productive, right? I mean, they were freaks of nature now. Don't get me wrong. Like T.O. could still, I believe he could still get you 100. I still believe he could get you 8 catches and 100 yards today. T.O. is looking like a machine. But yeah, I mean, we've seen older wide receivers, do well. They ain't taking the top off, but I mean, shoot, they still got a little bit of wiggle in them. It just got a little bit of wiggle in them. Savannah Swag says, Caden 30, pay the man. And that's okay. That's what I'm saying. That man 30 years old, bro. He in his prime, like he's in his prime right now. 30 years old, that's a man's prime. Right? Go ahead and pay that man. Go ahead and pay that man. Dre Murphy says Jalen Walker can replace Caden, though, beloved. I mean, but see, I thought that was the whole appeal of Jalen Walker. I thought Jalen Walker was supposed to be that Swiss Army knife that you can move around. Like if it's a situation where you want to put Batman in the middle, I call him Batman because of the way he talked when he on the field. JPJ, let's go. Like, oh, well, chill out, man. You know your throat hurt. But fact of the matter is, I thought he was supposed to be the Swiss Army knife. If we just running him at Mike, like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of takes the mystique from JPJ, right? And let's think about this as well. We don't know if JPJ could be able to run Mike like, we don't know if he's gonna be able to run the Mike like Hayden Ellis. Like we know what he could do right now. We know that he could play on that edge. And, compared to your boy James Pierce, it was one of them situations where, hey, we were worried about how he was doing on that edge. But, I mean, come on, Bo. Yuri's in here. Yuri, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with your fam? Look at here, y'all. I apologize if I'm getting to your comments late. For some reason, StreamYard isn't loading them up appropriately. So I'm going to have to look at my phone. So don't think I'm just sitting here texting somebody while I'm talking to you. I got to look at my phone to keep up with the text. I mean, to keep up with the chat. Shouts out to my homeboy Yuri in here. Granddaughter says, Big Low, when I was a kid, I went to some party that my family was invited to. They had Miracle Whip, and they put them on sandwiches. I got so grossed out. All right, so when me and Coach Ronnie first got married, I was working at a workshop. Basically, what that was is I made fire protection equipment for the government. And they gave me a blueprint. I would read the blueprint and build whatever they needed, right? And Coach Ronnie made me these sandwiches every day. We had just got married. Look, y'all, we got married. We chilled out. We got married on Saturday. We chilled out on Sunday. And I think we chilled. Did we go? I think we took Monday off. I can't remember. Coach Ronald, if you're watching in the chat, let me know. Did we take Monday off after we got married? But I remember going straight back to work. We didn't go on no honeymoon. So my first day back at work, Coach Ronald made me these 2 sandwiches. Beautiful sandwiches. Y'all, I bit in that sandwich. It might seem like I'm hurt right now, but I bit into that sandwich and that was one of the worst sandwiches I ever had in my life. But I kept eating them sandwiches because I was like, boy, I'm going to tell you something. I love this girl. Went through the first week. That next Saturday, we went grocery shopping. I asked her why we were grocery shopping for the week. I said, hey, girl, what you making them sandwiches with? Like, what? She said, I'll show you whenever we get back home. Y'all, I was so relieved. Apparently, like the thing that I had in the refrigerator, it was salad dressing. It was like some sort of salad dressing, and it wasn't mayonnaise. Cause I was sitting here wondering to myself, I like, man, boy, how you mess up a sandwich? I thought it was gonna be a long life, cause I was gonna stay with her, cause I love her. What T-Pain, dadgum, I love her. I was like, man, I love this girl. I'm just gonna eat these nasty sandwiches for the rest of my life because I love her. Dadgum, I love her. I just want to tell everybody, I don't want to keep it on the low. Dadgum, I love her. That's where I was. Now I was finna eat them nasty sandwiches for the rest of my life. See, Look here, Coach Ronnie don't know I'm talking about it. Oh man. But look at here. I'm gonna tell you something. Once we got it figured out, man, let me tell you. Now in our house, Friday night is sandwich night. Coach Ronnie made this sandwich the other night. Bo, she had everything mixed. We got this bread, this everything baguette, and Coach Ronnie messed around and dug all the bread out of one side of the sandwich. And she made her own sauce. It had like mayonnaise and Korean barbecue and sriracha and all kind of stuff in the sauce. Then she got we got the deli meat thinly sliced, and we got provolone cheese. Hey, look, you know what cheese is. You know that the cheese is fancy if it got 3 syllables. So it got provolone cheese, and she put it in the oven, and the cheese and the ham and the turkey. She melted the cheese on top of it, and then she put it on there. Then she made some bacon. Then she got that on there along with some that sauce that she mixed up. She mixed it up with the lettuce, so it was like a slaw kind of thing. Oh, you talk about something good. Goodness gracious. The movie we was watching wasn't that good, but that sandwich did it in for me. But look, that goes to show. Maybe it's one of them situations where your boy, uh, maybe Kyle Pitts is gonna like develop. Maybe Ian Cunningham is gonna develop Kyle Pitts the same way Coach Roney developed and making those sandwiches. Zulu Warrior, I'm sorry, Zulu, I can't pull it up because like I said, StreamYard's acting up for me. But Zulu Warrior says only free agency I want is either Lindenbaum, Hendrickson, or Chubb. Wide receivers are a dime a dozen, Bo. I'm not mad at you on that. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Uh, what's going on, Joy? Yeah, Joy. For some reason, I can't. It's not letting me put up the comments, the StreamYard on me for some reason. I don't know what's going on. But I see Joy in here. I see for my ATL Sports T Will in here. Auntie Joy, what's going on, fam? Auntie Joy, you didn't see me get in trouble. You didn't see me get in trouble earlier, Joy. I messed around and got in trouble. Okay. StreamYard just StreamYard just updated. Joy says, you better get your behind off here. Look, Joy and Coach Ronnie, they team up on me. Joy, I had to come on to chop it up a little bit. What's going on, Joy? Y'all make sure y'all show Joy some love. LA BSP said drink more water. There you go. Savannah Swag said she put Cool Whip up. Yeah, man. Yeah, Coach Ronnie. Yeah, it was some kind of, I don't know if it was Cool Whip or what. It was some sort of salad dressing. But I ain't gonna lie to you. That sandwich wasn't too hot. But like I said, dagger my love. I'm finna keep eating this sandwich, boy. I just want to tell everybody, I don't want to keep it alone, girl. God dang, I love her. Yuri says, I see Low in his vacation shirt, ready for the world tour this month. Hey, man, look. Y'all know this, but Yuri, Glorilla, that's his home girl. So look, if Glorilla needs somebody to, do the background dancing, they'll tell her to call me, Yuri. Tell her to call me. 25K a show. I don't do it for free. Granddaughter says, man, you know what? I would love some grilled cheese sandwiches with some tomato soup. I miss those days when I could get those. Man, look, you can make the adult ones now. You can make the adult grilled cheese sandwiches now, bro. You in there like swimwear. Oh man, West Side says this could be dangerous if we could pull this line up. Drake, London, Michael Pittman. Oh yes. Kyle Pitts, John Robinson, David Njoku, and Michael Penix. That's a juggernaut of an offense, Bo. I will take that twice on Sunday, Bo. I will take that. I will take that. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up with the with the comments um on my phone because for some reason my stream yard is acting up on me. Rounds one's in here. What's going on, Round? Much love to you, fam. Also, Savannah Swag, Auntie Joy, they say y'all make sure that y'all hit that like. Yeah, make sure that you hit that like button for me. Do an old country boy a favor. Make sure that you hit that like button. You hit that like button. Promise you I'll dance at your wedding one day. I would definitely and greatly appreciate it. And also, Zulu Warrior, much love to you, fam. I did want to put that dun dun dun. That's a Superman chat up for you because, like I said, I wasn't able to put it up a little bit earlier. But yeah, like I said, Bo, I mean, look, at the end of the day, Ian Cunningham, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how he's going to approach this draft. Ian Cunningham may say, hey, we're going to trade down. Matter of fact, I don't know if y'all heard him brag about a draft that they had either, was that last year, a couple years ago, said that they started out with 4 picks and they ended up with 10. We might be in the trade back business, Bo. Well, I don't know if it'll be a situation where a lot of your favorite content creators gonna go live on draft night because there ain't gonna be too much to talk about. We ain't gonna be doing that. All thing we can do is just react to what everybody else doing. Like, dang, go on, man. Saints, they might have them a dog. Cause we ain't gonna be talking about what we got going on. Oh man. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're definitely right, Zulu Warrior. It said wide receivers are die. Wide receivers and running backs. Running backs as well. It's like some people consider running backs being a dime a dozen. Now West Air Mo, he heals with a Superman chat. He says if we could pull this off, Drake London, Michael Pittman, Kyle Pitts, John Robinson, and Joku, and Michael Penix. He says that's a juggernaut offense. I mean, and you're right. Now, so Michael Pittman, I thought he was if I'm not mistaken, I thought he was listed as I thought he was on a long-term contract. I thought Alec Pierce was the one that wasn't going to be here long term. Um Also that's that dun da da. That's a Superman chat. Yours says, what do you think about getting 3-time Pro Bowler uh Wyatt Teller from Cleveland in free agency? Now, look here. That's a beautiful thing about getting those guys. Um, about bringing in new coaches because the guys that are coming from the other team, they're predisposed, or you have a better chance of getting them to come to where you're at. So, I mean, yeah, I could definitely see it happen. Um, Question is, will he want to play guard? I'm sorry, will he want to play center? That's the big question. Miss T says, what do you think about Tyreek Hill after rehab? Will he be a fit here? I mean, a lot of people in the chat are saying they want Tyreek Hill here. I was actually surprised. You know, I thought for a long time that my system was just up because there wasn't nobody commenting, but StreamYard apparently is acting up. But yeah, I would definitely take him. Belly Bomb X says Big Low got that 1980s Miami Vice outfit on. I see. Oh man, well look here. I think I've turned into that uncle that wears the um colorful polos. I think I turned into that uncle. So I think that's kind of turned into my identity now. So it's like whenever I'm online and I see a colorful polo, I'm like, oh yeah, you already know what time it is. Send the link to Coach Roney. You already know it. Let's see here. I want to make sure I'm not missing y'all. Savannah Sweat. That's right, man. Uncle Big Low. That's it. That's it. Y'all look, y'all call me. I'll come to the T-ball game. I'll come to the basketball and football game. You know, I ain't taking them home. I ain't taking a hoe. Look here. This spring and summer, like I said, if anybody's having cookouts, family reunions, I'm popping up. I'm popping up. You have a cookout family reunion, you can hit me on Instagram, hit me on Twitter, or you can email me biglowcountry@gmail.com. I'm pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm Uncle Big Low. It, pretty much everywhere. So look, if little ones in the Atlanta area have a T-ball, baseball, or anything like that, football, just let us know. We pulling up. we sliding through. Oh man. Amit said, I think I got that same shirt. Is that Tommy? Oh yeah, you asking the wrong one, bro. I couldn't tell you. Look, Coach Rose just buy it. I just put it on. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Oh man. Oh, look at here, bro. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. It's 10:44. I know a lot of y'all gotta get ready to go to work tomorrow. Um, look, it's like I told y'all earlier. I don't know how many people were in here, but I had a message that I started to show off with. Y'all, make sure you go to the doctor. If you have a pain, if you have something that's nagging, make sure that you go to the doctor. Uh, I told at the beginning of the show, and I don't know if who was in here to hear it, but I had a health scare last week. This past week, had a pain in my calf. Thought I had a strained calf. Come to find out it was a blood clot, guys. So thankfully we caught it in time. I'm okay. But y'all make sure that y'all go to the doctor if y'all have any sort of issues going on, any lingering things. Like Coach Roney said, y'all make sure that you listen to your body, communicate with your body. And if your body, if you're feeling something that you're not used to feeling, it's okay to go to the doctor and get it checked out. Because, like I said, ain't no telling what would have happened to me if it would have been one of the situations where I didn't get it checked out. Because they said I had a massive blood clot. So look at here, Bo. I I don't want to be the guy, the party pooper or anything like that. But y'all make sure y'all go to the doctor. Y'all make sure y'all go to the doctor. Look, in the meantime, like I said, we're gonna be getting ready for free agency. We're gonna be we know that we got the whole franchise tag situation coming up. We don't know, who's gonna stay, who's gonna go, but we're definitely gonna have fun with it. Look, also, um, let's see, coming up, we got the franchise tag, and then free agency is going to start March 13th. So we're going to be preparing for that. Draft season is coming up in like 2 months. So y'all know we're going to be doing the whole mock draft situation. And y'all make sure before you leave to wipe your feet and hit that like button. If this is your first time chilling out with us, hit that subscribe button. Swag, Savannah Swag says, nice message, Big Low. That's right, MacTown Dirty. Appreciate that, Bo. J. Coop says, thank God you got to the doctor on time, Low. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Atlanta Falcons Pandemic says, what's good, Low? Don't even worry about it, brother. Wear your shirt. You're representing every uncle out. You already know it, Bo. That's what we do, man. That's what we do. Gotta rep. I gotta rep the unks. I mean, cause shoot, now it's like I go in Publix. I'm just sitting there waiting on some non-breaded hot and spicy wings. And I had the young Thundercats coming up, like, what's up, Unc? Like, oh, what's going on, that nephew? I love it. I love to be called Unc. I know a lot of people they don't like it. First time I heard it, I ain't really like it. I was like, wait a minute, who you talking to? You old young Thundercat, you. But now I'm like, shoot, what's going on there, nephew? Boy, you doing good now? What's going on with you there, boy? See, we know how we doing it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. I like being called Unc. Oh man, but look, man, y'all take it easy, Bo. Y'all stay safe. Please don't do anything that we would do, man. What in the world, Bo?